Another $1,000 for in about 8 minutes, 2:30 is going to be the next chance for you to go fuel yourself. So listen for that keyword. I'll have 4 of them this afternoon, about 30 past every hour. So listen for it. 35192 if you want to give me a text for anything in here. How about those Cleveland Guardians?
Oh, my goodness. I was talking with Farrell about that. We were texting after the show in Lorraine last night, and just blown away because it just keeps looking like they were down by 3 runs going into the 9th, and then they score 4. It was incredible.
This was not an extra innings game, right?
No,
it was a high-scoring game. 11-10 was the final. And so they're hoping for the sweep. They're up there in Minneapolis. It's a clear, hot day at Target Field. It's about 90 up there in Minneapolis. And it's 1-0 Twins in the bottom of the 4th right now. Today is the 3rd of 3, so Guardians obviously hoping for the sweep. But a couple of really good games against Minnesota. 6-5 on Tuesday, 11-10 last night. So they are tops in the division right now. Somebody pointed out that the Guardians have the second best record in all of baseball since Memorial Day. They're 17-4.
Yeah.
Since Memorial Day.
Who's better? The Yankees?
I don't know.
I think it's probably the Yankees.
I mean, the Yankees are the only team that's won over 50 games. So the Yankees are just on fire right now.
Yankees are killing it.
Yeah, they are.
They're like 10 games ahead of the Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm. So, Blue Jays just got done playing my White Sox. You know, that's a tough call for me because it's my A team against my C team. That's not a tough call. I'm obviously going to root for Chicago White Sox, but I like to see what the Blue Jays are doing as well. There is going to be, speaking of Canada, by the way, did you know that Canada is the world's #1 producer of mustard seeds?
Really? I didn't.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, everybody knows that.
I didn't know that.
I have no idea.
I would have thought mustard seeds had come from some other place in the world. I don't know why I'd think that, but you might see, and of course I always think of our own Mary Santora. We went to, was like the season opening game or something. The 3 of us went to the Guardians game, and of course when they have the hot dog race or whatever it is, she yells out, F you mustard. That's what Mary yells, and so I think of her anytime mustard comes up in the context of Major League Sports. But they are foreseeing a mustard shortage. You're going to see it's going to be harder and harder to get mustard because there's a seed shortage. There's a shortage of everything, right? There's a shortage of cheap gas because oil companies, those are private companies, they go, hey, they got to pay $6 a gallon. Let them. What are we going to do about it? Nothing. But it's going to be a lot harder to find mustard because of a really bad seed harvest in Canada because of severe hot weather. I don't know anything about growing mustard seed. Well, I don't know what the conditions are. Who knows?
As they said in the South Park movie, blame Canada.
Mm-hmm. Now, another top region for mustard seeds in the world is France. But because of the Russian-Ukraine conflagration, that's getting things over there screwed up. So mustard seed production is down by over 50%, which means you're going to have a harder time finding mustard. I went to when I was home for a couple of weeks, and we were dealing with my dad in that second week when he had passed away, and we were just spending the week making all the preparations for the burial. There was just a day where I just needed to kind of step away, sit by myself, have something to eat. I was down to eating like once a day, and I hadn't had anything to eat. And I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to an IHOP. I hadn't been to an IHOP in a long, long time. So I pull into an IHOP, and there's this line, and I go, screw this. I'm going to find the next best thing, and the next best thing is...
Waffle House?
Denny's. Oh. And so I found a Denny's. Now, there's nobody in there. So they're like, sit wherever you want. And so I sit down in one of those tiny little booths. It's like a 2-person booth, but it's just me. And I sit down, and I'm not going to get anything fancy. I want some meat and potatoes, figuratively speaking. Well, I guess literally, too. I said, give me a hamburger, give me some French fries. That's all I want. So I'm sitting there. No mustard at the table. So I had to ask for mustard. And the guy goes, let me find. And my waiter was this guy, hard to describe. He had he looked like an older Iranian man or something, but he had like a super kinky disco fro. And he had rings on, and he had bracelets on, and he couldn't have been nicer, but he was just very slight and small, and he kind of spoke like this to me. And I said, could I get some mustard? And he said, let me go see if I can find some. And so he went back and he found some and brought it to me. And I noticed that he had the mustard in one hand as he put it down on my table. And it's not like he was that busy, so obviously he's doing other things. And what he was doing with his other hand was holding the mop in a bucket.
This is trying to multitask.
This is in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Right? He's not doing side work at the end of the night. He's not on the closing shift, unless he was at the very beginning of the closing shift.
Well, usually they don't have the servers do that kind of work.
Usually that is the case.
But because I'm guessing they're very understaffed, they don't have a busboy to do the mopping.
I would imagine so. And like I said, it wasn't very busy in there. And so this guy had my mustard in one hand, and he had the mop handle in the other. Now, again, this is not a blanket indictment of Denny's. I haven't been to a Denny's in 15 years. I forget that there's one right around the corner from us here. There's a Denny's right on Rockside. I've passed it 1 billion times, and it's like white noise. I don't even realize it's there.
Right next to the Jesus gas station.
Right next to the Jesus gas station. And so as I'm sitting there taking a couple of bites of my hamburger, this guy is mopping the floor right next to me. And I was like, listen, I guess this is the downside of being understaffed, right? Nothing compliments a cheap burger like the smell of bleach.
Actually, I don't mind the smell of bleach. It makes me feel like things are clean. So I'm
but
okay with
it's
that.
one thing to smell
while
but
I'm
while
eating.
you're eating, though.
Yeah.
More like I mop. Am I right?
Yeah, I get it.
Help!
Because you said I hop, but you're at Denny's.
Yeah, the international mopping of pancakes. Right. No, we don't have Waffle House in Chicago.
Oh, there isn't?
Yeah, that's far. I mean, I know they have them in Columbus, right? Like, I
There's
don't.
one in Medina.
Oh, is there one nearby? Okay, yeah.
I think that's the closest one.
I don't know why they're like our regional, like not even regional chains, but just in certain parts of the state, there's certain restaurants. Like we don't have Tim Hortons up here. Like I think the first Tim Hortons up here is.
We have Tim Hortons in Ohio.
No, I'm saying in Northeast Ohio. That's what I'm saying. There's some that are only in certain parts of the states because Tim Hortons, I only knew that was in Columbus, and now I think
It's a Canadian, so they're in Detroit. They're more along. They're closer to the border. Like if you go to Buffalo, if you go to Detroit, there's Tim's all over the place. There's one in Akron, Ashland, Mansfield.
I think they just started that because when I was in school, they didn't have those.
Yeah.
My friend that lived in Columbus, she was like, "You want to go to Tim Hortons?" I said, "What's that?" She's like, "You don't know what Tim Hortons is?" I'm like, "No." And then she took me.
You'd think that you asking what's that would have clued her in that you didn't know what it was.
She was just like shocked and surprised, and she was excited.
She was incredulous.
Well, also, I had never been to a Jack in the Box. I didn't realize it was the same thing as like a Wendy's.
No, Jack in the Box is not the same as Wendy's.
No, Carl's Jr. and Hardee's are the same. Jack in the Box is not Wendy's. I mean, listen, all hamburger places are kind of the same. It's like shades of difference.
But I was just so excited to get, like, I wanted fast food, but I wanted, like, foreign fast food that's only available in, like, Arizona. And so I saw Jack in the Box. I was like, "Oh, can we stop at Jack in the Box?" And she was like, "Okay."
Is that how you said it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because I was clapping. "Oh, can we stop at Jack in the Box?" Everything out there was foreign. I was like, you have to have a stoplight to get on the freeway? This is so cool.
Yeah, we don't have Jack in the Box in Ohio either. They have them in Indiana. Like if you go to Indianapolis, if you go to Bloomington, there's like Jack in the Box. But so why were you so excited about Jack in the Box?
Because it was a fast food restaurant that is not over here. I've never been to one before.
I see.
Had it been an In-N-Out, I probably would have thought the same thing.
I see. Yeah, those are all like West Coast chains primarily.
I feel like there was
Fat Burger is another one. Did they have Fuddruckers here? We had Fuddruckers in Illinois. Yeah.
Fuddruckers was big for a while, and then they all shut down.
There was I feel like there was a Sonic on Route 66, and I wouldn't shut up about it. I can't remember what restaurant it was, but they come out to your window.
There's one down the street.
I understand that, but this one was on famous Route 66. So I was like, "Ooh, it's just like we're in a movie. Play some country music," you know.
Going anywhere with Poundcake is like being with a child.
That's why she
never
chose
left
me.
their house.
That's why she chose me.
He lives. So your friends bring you along because you're so wide-eyed that that'll be entertaining for them. Is that what it is?
Yes. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Red Rock Mountains."
Wow.
But it has to be little things. because this is a guy that doesn't want to go see the Grand
Canyon. Couldn't care less about the Hoover Dam. But a Sonic on Route 66 will blow his goddamn mind.
I feel like that's what it was. I feel like it was a Sonic on Route 66. And I was just like, ooh, I'm going to take a picture and then I'm going to hashtag get your kicks on Route 66.
Oh, Jesus, this guy.
I was so excited about it. I was like, I'm leaving the house and everyone knows I'm not at home.
See, the beauty, and this is one of Poundcake's superpowers, is he doesn't care if people are laughing with him or at him. And that is not hyperbole to call that a superpower, because most of us want people laughing with us. It's very difficult to contend with people laughing at you, right? It's part of life. He doesn't care.
No, I don't care.
Good for you. That's great.
I have a life to live. Like, I'm going to do what I want. And if I don't do what I want, I'm going to be miserable and screwed up anyways, and then people will be laughing at me, and I'm not going to like it. So they might as well laugh at me and me be okay with it. That's how I rationalize it.
Yeah, Sonic isn't a place that they can just take a little tract of land and throw a Sonic up. You need some land for a Sonic, because it's got lanes and it's got all those things, right? Like,
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you knew this about Route 66. Plenty of land. Lots of land.
No, I mean, like, if you see a Sonic in the city or something, you're like, oh, they've got to take some space there, right?
So
you can't just put up a little burger kiosk. In Michigan, they had these places called Hot 'n Now, and they were literally like a photo mat that they were cooking burgers in and fries, and you'd go around the side, and they'd hand you some food. Like Rallies or Checkers, or, it was Sonic, you got to have a whole bunch of land.
It was a pit stop in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
All right.
Yep, it's Sonic. Historic 66.
A Sonic on 66.
Hashtag almost there. Hashtag get your kicks on Route 66.
Wow.
Hashtag Arizona.
Get your fries on Route 66.
Hey, you got your Throwback Thursday for today.
Right.
Sure do.
Arby's, B-Dubs, and Sonic. That's all the same company. Did you get as excited at B-Dubs and Arby's?
Did not.
Oh. Hey, I got some money here for you. It's $1,000. It's a chance for you to go fuel yourself. Hit the road, Route 66. Find that Sonic in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And you'll probably be less enthused than Poundcake was, but still, $1,000 is pretty exciting, so good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fuel yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword check at WMMS.com. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Alan, is Bennington's still a thing? I assume you mean Bennigan's. There was one in Westlake. I don't know if it's still there. Or no, that's Houlihan's. Bennigan's we had all over Chicago. I grew up going to those. But Houlihan's is a place that was around for a while, too. And they were just kind of like casual sit-down joints. They might have people walking around in like suspenders and like Jennifer Aniston in Office Space.
Oh, yeah, you got to have your flair.
Got to have your flair on. Does Poundcake know Tim Hortons is named after a real person? Did you know that Tim Horton was a real person?
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
You ever been to Makita's Donuts?
In Wayne's World?
Yeah.
Tim Horton was a hockey player, right?
I don't even know.
Oh, I think Tim Horton was a hockey player.
That would make sense.
Yeah, in Canada, the whole bit.
How did he die?
I think Tim Horton, he died in the early 70s.
Yeah, but that's not why they named the restaurant after him. It's not a memorial restaurant.
That's right, yeah. He was cremated, and a little bit of his ashes are put into every Tim Hortons location. He was the co-founder of Tim Hortons. It started as a coffee restaurant, and they did other things. Played for the Leafs, the Rangers, the Penguins, and the Sabres.
Nice.
Yep. And so he...
if you could expand the Cox brand, what would you
expand? I don't have a brand. I got this.
Say your radio show popped off and you started to you could own maybe a merch store or a cafe or what would your brand be?
No.
You wouldn't have a bunch of baseball shirts like our the baseball tees that you wear. You wouldn't have anything like that, like Allen's. I don't know, Alan's T-shirt shop. You wouldn't do that?
You know how many times they've come to me here over the years and said, let's make some shirts you can sell to people. I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell people to buy a shirt with my name on it. It's ridiculous.
Okay, like a restaurant or something.
A restaurant?
Alan's Pit Stop.
No, I don't know. It wouldn't even occur to me.
Fiddle.
It wouldn't even occur to me. Listen, out of all of the conversations, the Cox and Hound, all the conversations we've had here on the show over the years about food, and everybody breaking my balls about how I eat, right? Is anybody going to take food advice from me?
Yeah, if it was like a healthy restaurant and they're like, Oh, eat like Alan.
Right. And then they look at me and they go, nah, no thanks. No, it would never even occur to me to do that. To open a restaurant? No, because the profit margins are so razor thin. Even before COVID, even before understaffing, like in the restaurant business, if you're not full every night, you're losing money.
I feel like
and you just can't. Most restaurants go broke within the first year.
That's I'm talking a fast food restaurant. You're talking like a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, that's still hard to do. It's actually harder to pull off a fast food restaurant.
You mean would I create my own thing or become a franchisee? Like
your own create your own franchise. Like say if you had an opportunity.
Too much competition.
Cox
You're going
Burgers.
you're going up against McDonald's. And you're going up against all these heavy hitters.
Okay.
The only reason Wahlburgers is on the map is because they're famous dudes and they can do a TV show about it, or they can show up in Cleveland at the opening of one of their restaurants. That's the only reason those guys are making any inroads at all. It's because they have a famous name. And I don't even know if the food's any good. I've never been to Wahlburgers.
Yeah, I've still never been there.
One right downtown, but I've never been there.
Still never been to Shake Shack either.
Nope. But when we're downtown, there's going to be one right there.
Yeah.
They're putting one out by where I live.
Ooh,
They're putting a Shake
exciting.
Shack out at Crocker Park.
Alan salads.
Yeah.
No lettuce, only spinach.
Right. Whatever happened to Friendlies? Somebody said.
Oh.
I just saw Friendlies when I was at home. They're still in Illinois.
I thought
yeah.
most Friendlies were gone.
They
I
probably
thought-
are.
yeah.
Most of them probably are, but I did see a
loved it.
Friendlies.
I loved Friendlies. That was where we'd stop on the way back from concerts when I was like in high school. We'd go see a show at Peabody's or Nautica or something like that. And on the way back, stop at Friendlies, get some food, have a little ice cream. Nice.
Wow. I don't know that I've ever been. But something to consider. Maybe I'll open a Friendlies. Maybe I'll bring Friendlies back. Poundcake, how about that? Would you go?
No, because it
One
has
right
to be
there on-
authentic.
What do you mean it has oh, this son of a bitch. You're just saying,
The Friendlies is in quotation marks. Yeah, we're real friendly here. Well done.
you son of a bitch.
dot, dot, dot.
All right, fine. Then I won't do that.
No, you really should. In quotation marks, friendly.
Friendly.
Hey, they're bringing Friendlies back.
No, this is friendly.
Friendlies. Ed DeBevics. Yeah, we're really happy to see you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming in, guys.
Can I get one of those clown cones? Okay.
Yeah, let me take care of that immediately.
Because they would do this cone. It was like the cone would be the hat. So it looked, and they'd serve it in a bowl for kids, and then they put a little face on it. And it was like a little smiley face cone.
Alan, you were going to start the beefsteak dungeon. That is true. I was going to start my beefsteak dungeon restaurants.
That definitely has a lot of fast food potential. That's bringing fine dining to
That's
fast
right.
food.
Cox and bagels. How about that? Look out, Einstein brothers. Comes Cox and bagels.
I think Cox and Locks.
No, Cox and bagels, like Locks and bagels.
I'm just going Cox and Locks. I'm not investing that.
No, thank you very much. Oh, you're not investing? Alan, there's two Friendlies in Myrtle Beach. I was on vacation there last week. There you go, Myrtle Beach. Where's that, South Carolina?
Yes.
All right. I've got to take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192. Want to leave us messages with the talkback button, you can do that if you're listening on the iHeartRadio app.